All right, everyone. This is your professor, Mr. Gonzalez. I'm here to give you a quick lesson on postmodernism and techniques as seen through the brief and wondrous life of Oscar Wilde. So, by Junot Diaz, it is a National Book Critics Circle Award winner and the Pulitzer Prize winner of fiction from 2008. It's a great novel. So, just wanted to talk about the techniques in this novel. So we will see that intertextuality, which is a reference or parallel to another literary work, an extended discussion of a work, or the adoption of a style. It demonstrates the belief that individual works are not isolated creations and are in relationship between text. We see this a lot within this novel as there are references to comic books. You could see this in some other novels where there are novels within the novel, etc. Temporal distortion involves fragmentation and nonlinear narratives. You see this a lot in postmodernism, especially in film like Pulp Fiction, or in this one where there's nonlinear narratives going back and forth between characters and time periods. And also metafiction, which is a literary device used to self-consciously and systematically draw attention to a work's status as an artifice. Diaz draws attention to the construction of his text by creating a story containing another work of fiction within itself. Like I said, the comic books. Narrative footnotes are in this as well, so they continue the story while commenting on it, especially the history of the Dominican Republic. And it also, this stuff helps the work itself seek interaction with the reader. So the way it does that is, the footnotes or the Spanish within the novel. If you're not part of those communities or native speaker of Spanish, then it helps, it makes the reader get engaged with the text by searching these things up on their own. And the story is also about a writer telling a story. So there's, like I said, a story within the story is also prominent here. I wanted to get in again too about why comics. Why did Junot Diaz use comics? Well, comics and nerd culture, obviously. Oscar Wilde is a quote unquote nerd, and is, one of those people who is comfortable with reading comics and Lord of the Rings in his own room and not really going out. But they also are significant, and as the trope of good and evil or a dark force taking over is very prominent in comic books. We see that a lot as a reflection and foil to Oscar's real life situations about the tyranny in Dominican Republic, the dictatorship there, and the dictatorships that we see in a lot of comic books with Galactus and Doctor Doom and etc. And we also get this back and forth movement between high and low art and the fragmentation it causes. And what's great is that Junot Diaz is actually kind of erasing that big gap between the two, by saying, hey, like, comic books are just as important as, novel and prose, the highbrow and all that. And we see that, especially because this is a Pulitzer winning book, New York Times bestseller, etc. He's definitely erasing that just, on a postmodern level by how great this novel did. And also the historical connection between Diaz and Golden Age and Silver Age comic book creators. Diaz is a children of immigrants. Many of the Golden Age creators were children of Jewish immigrants as well in the East Coast. So there's a big reflection and kind of a correlation there too as well. And there's also the collapsing cultural constructive boundaries as well, and allusions to the real world, like we said, to history and to the own narrative too. He talks about the Watcher, and who Oscar himself is the Watcher. The Watcher you may have seen in the new Marvel show What If, or in Guardians of the Galaxy, so it's very similar as well. And I wanted to just read this quote by Junot Diaz, who talks about the postmodernism and his techniques in the book. And he says, I feel like the book's real arguments unfold in the parts that get ignored by everyone, which is the arguments that the book is making in its genre claims, which most people just dismiss as bells and whistles. What's fascinating is that people think of that as ornamentation, but they think of the history as very serious. And in fact, what they're doing is basically doing to the narrative exactly what Oscar suffered from, which is that, Oscar's interest, his views of the world were dismissed as illegitimate, as unimportant, as make believe. And it's really fascinating because in some ways, the book asks the readers right from the beginning about like dismissing nameless lives. It asks us to not only take Oscar seriously, but his interest seriously. So, I wanted to leave you guys with some questions to ponder now with this quick lesson about postmodernism and techniques. What is significant about postmodernist literary techniques? How many of you use postmodernist techniques in your own writing? And have you ever included references to your other works in your own writing? And to what end? And what was the importance or purpose? So, just some questions to think about when you're reading another novel or poem that may reference something that you may know. Or when you're writing your own stuff as well, do you think, hey, I really like that new Batman movie. Let me try to implement or show or takes from that style, or I really liked this one poem I read. Let me try to kind of do it in that same structure or format, just playing off of what that old other poet did. And that's what postmodernism really does. It's building off, like we said, these they're not these texts play off of each other. They're in a relationship with each other. They are not in a vacuum. So I just want you to leave that with you guys, and I hope this makes sense. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I am here. And I hope you guys take something from this, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.